My name is Jody Anderson, and I was born and raised here in Charleston, South Carolina, actually in the little small community outside of Charleston, 20 miles south of Charleston in Megget, South Carolina. I currently live in Ravenel, South Carolina, right on Highway 17, and I enjoy the outdoor activities with my kids. Charleston to me is home, and it's where I'll always be. I have no plans to move. Even after I retire, I plan on retiring. I started out drilling wells with my father and my grandfather back in the mid-'80s. My grandfather had always been a well guy growing up, and I was always exposed to being around pumps, tanks, the drilling rigs. I still have scars from hanging out with him with his cutting torches and welding machine and running into pieces of metal, and fond memories of growing up in the well business. But I really didn't start learning anything about wells until I was probably maybe a preteen. I was probably 11 or 12 when I went out on my first drills and really learned what I was looking at and what the goal was. And of course the goal was to get water back in those days. As long as you got water, you were considered successful. And we had our good days and we had our bad days. We essentially, to this day, still drill in the same areas that we drilled back then, maybe a little bit more of a broader range, because we go to Mount Pleasant and Allendale and places east of the Cooper that weren't as accessible due to the bridges that have been built since. But the business has always been good to our family. My father has built the business up, and then I turned around and split off from him. And at this point in my life, he's getting close to retirement, and I am probably going to be the last generation, I'm hoping. My sons, I really don't wish this on them. It is an enjoyable business at times, but it's tough. And I have accumulated a lifetime of knowledge doing the kind of work that I do, but the day's going to come whenever you can't make as good a living off of wells because of city water moving in. And we have things like geothermal, things of that nature that have come along to kind of increase the business. I also branched out into dewatering, so there's lots of phases to my business, and of course the water conditioning. Anyway, my plans for the future are positive, and there's probably a good another 20 years of water well drilling that's going to be needed in the Sea Island area before they get city water everywhere. And the geothermal looks promising, so my future looks good in this business. I try to analyze it every few years to see where we're at. My current plan is to get heavier in the geothermal part of the business, and also to grow my conditioning business. The water wells will always be there because we built such a name for it since the 50s, and lots of people, when they have a problem with their pump, they're automatically going to come to us just because we were the ones that put it in, or maybe the company that put theirs in went out of business and they know that we're in the community and we've been there for a long time. So in the well drilling business, you've got the repair aspect of replacement pumps, replacement tanks, the water treatment. You also have new well construction going in, but it's just not what it was back in the 70s and the 80s around the Sea Island area. But I'm positive about the future, and I really look forward to being able to help somebody set up their geothermal in their home to save some energy. So that's going to be an aspect of my business that I'm looking to grow. But in the meantime, I'm just working on getting my name out there and making sure that the new people who arrive here, whether you're working for Boeing or whether you're with Volvo, one of those companies that are new to Charleston, that you understand that we're a company that's been here for a long time, we're not going anywhere, and we're here to serve you and give you with a good system that you won't have problems with, that will last for generations.